Hey guys, welcome to Mara's Junk Drawer. I am Mara and today I'm going to be doing my mid-year freakout tag. I was trying to decide if I really wanted to record this or not, but I mean, why not, okay? I mean, I love watching the freakout tag, so why not do my own? I got my handy dandy iPad mini, so let's get her cracked open so that I can read the questions. I will also list it in the description below, and as well as tag the original creators. I'm not 100% sure off the top of my head who the original creators were for this tag, but I've seen a lot of you state that this is a tag that they created and it's been circulating yearly in the book community. So give credit where credit is due. Okay, let me just find it on my notes. Freakout tag. Okay, the first question: how many books have you read so far? So I'm gonna solely base mine off of January through June since it's half the year. I'm just totally just gonna focus on January through June. Any books I purchased, read, any book activity. So how many books have you read so far? So far I've read 48 books. I do not track my books. I do not utilize Goodreads or Storygraph. So I use a digital journaling planner. Why couldn't I say that? And I will link the creator below of who I purchased the reading journal from. She is also in a book community as well. So I love her and I love her journal. I love her videos. They're so aesthetically pleasing to my digital planning heart. So yeah, so far I've read 48 books. But I do feel like I want to start getting into using Storygraph specifically. I don't know, me and Goodreads don't go together, like we don't get along. But as far as Storygraph, the reason why I took a hold on Storygraph was because there was a book that I read and it was not on Storygraph, and I felt like I submitted it twice for them to make sure it gets added. So I'm like, this is not accurate. What if I read a book like by one of my indie authors and I don't know, child, that just, maybe I just didn't utilize it properly. I don't know, let me know. But I just feel like if it's not going to allow me to put the books on there that I read, or like accurately just acknowledge the book that I read, then what's the point? Okay. I do not have a reading goal either. I do not set reading goals because why would I add to my anxiety list? Okay, like why? Like, to me, like creating a reading goal just feels like work, and I want my reading experience to continue to be a fun hobby that I thoroughly enjoy. So me putting a number, even if it's just for fun to have a number, I just feel like the way my OCD brain and my perfectionism works, I will feel like I have to get to that number, and I do not want to feel that way. It was never that serious for me. Next, best book of 2024 so far. That 52-part Risa Tisa audiobook. Yeah. Best audiobook of 2024. Okay, best physical book of 2024 that I read from January to June would have to be Fast by Millie Belizaire, or Zari. I don't know if I want to pull this out. Child, I guess I could pull it out. Once I take a book off my bookshelf, child, it would literally just chill like that. It would just be, it would just chill until she's ready to go back into her spot. I cannot stand taking books out, especially if I do like a book video picture or something. Like, my bookshelf usually does not look neat like this. But this is my favorite or best book that I read from January to June of 2024 so far. This book, it follows the story of Caprice and Sean. Let me just make sure it's Sean. I think it is Sean. And so it just follows their journey from childhood to adulthood. Yes, Sean. So Caprice had a very, 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 very abusive and rough childhood, and it just follows her journey from childhood to adulthood, as well as her relationship with Sean from childhood to adulthood. And this book was so beautiful despite the trauma, despite the heavy trauma, which it, oh child, this book was so beautifully written. I absolutely love this book. I still to this day think about Sean and Caprice. Like, like her character is just so great. Like, she's just such a graceful woman after what she went through. Beautiful. Like, it was giving nonfiction. Okay, what is next? Best sequel. I didn't read too many sequels, but I will have to say it will have to be Given a Chance by Olivia Linden. It is a part of a series called the R&B series, and she does have a third book dropping next month in August, and that one's called Lovers and Friends. So the first one is Forever My Lady, which is a second chance. And then Given a Chance, which, baby, she was speaking my language. Like, girl, how you know my life? But anyways, so yeah, this is Given a Chance. This one follows Shell and Remy. They were together in high school and something happened. Like, I experienced the same thing in this book as well. So Olivia, she be speaking to me, but something happened to where stuff got misconstrued and they end up being like hating each other for a long, 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 long minute, and then they were forced into each other's space. And yeah, and then Given a Chance, Nicole is in a very, very toxic relationship. A lion, no good, good for nothing. And she meets Jay, and Jay just gives her everything that she needs, baby. I don't like to say too much because I just feel like you need to feel the feels for yourself. Like, me personally, the way my brain works, I don't like reading synopsises or blurbs, because if I read into it too much, I will not want to read the book anymore. Like, that's just the way my brain works, but I know some of you don't. So yeah, Given a Chance will have to be my favorite sequel so far, and this is also my favorite of the series thus far. But the book is releasing in August, so we'll see if that changes. Child, I keep having to put my password in. Okay, new releases you haven't read yet. So I would say Curvy Girl Summer is one that I do want to read, by Daniel Allen. That's a new release. As well as Abby Jimenez, Just for the Summer. But I need to read Yours Truly. Is that it? I need to read Yours Truly first. I Ate Up Part of Your World. Ugh, phenomenal book. So I do want to get into this one, but I want to read Yours Truly first. What else? Oh, I have Masquerade by Oo Sangoyomi. I want to get into this one as well. Beautiful. And then what else is another new release? Another new release that I desperately want to get into. Let me see. There's one, I think it's called Immortal Darkness. It's in my on my pre-order. I have this pre-ordered. I think it is called Immortal Darkness. Hopefully you guys can see this. Oh, it's called Immortal Dark by Tegeskarma. So I want to get in that as well. But I think that does not count into this, what I just said. new releases. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going to put that with anticipated release, okay? So next question, anticipated releases. So we'll do Immortal Dark for anticipated. I don't really have any other new releases that have been released that I like desperately want to get into. But so we'll just go with the ones that I already mentioned and just go into anticipated releases. As well as there is a book coming out that oh, where is it? I was just talking to her about it. Tati on Instagram. She was telling me about it. It's called Child. It's called A Certain Sling of Light. I'll have to put the like picture up. I don't know. Did she send me her Instagram? I don't know. It might be in my my screenshots. Let me see. But let me read you what she said the book is about. The novel A Certain Sling of Light tells the tale of a young black woman, Saleh, who was transported to another world on the night of her 20th birthday in order to become queen. This new land, Izwi, is nothing like the suburban life she's led. Everything she knows is suddenly irrelevant, and even the people she thought were even the people she thought were her parents were not what they seemed. I feel like, let me see. Anyways, so I'm excited to check that one out. What's another anticipated release that I have? Let me see. Where is it? I think it's called Encounters with James Baldwin, celebrating 100 years. That one comes out August 3rd. What is another one? Oh, 24 Seconds from Now, a love story by Jason Reynolds. What else? Oh, Master of Me, The Secret to Controlling Your Narrative by Keke Palmer. Only Big Bum Bums Matter Tomorrow, a novel by Demilare Cuckoo. I did read Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad. Baby, that book was giving Risa Tisa 52-part series. It was giving the title should state Nearly All the Men in the World Are Mad, because so many women probably could relate to the madness in that book. I did like the book. I did like the short stories, but I feel like this short story, especially if it's relatable to you, I feel like it may take you may have to take breaks in between. Not that, like, I could definitely relate, but I was not triggered to the point where it was like heavy. It was more so like, dang, I just need to process what I just read. And I'm not sure, I'm still trying to figure out if I'm a fan of short stories. I think I just need to like dive more into short stories and see like what style of short stories that I like before just saying like canceling them. But I did like Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad. It makes me not even want to look in the direction of a Nigerian man. Okay, as well as Who's That Girl, a memoir by Eve, like Eve, the rapper Eve. And then what else? I think those are like some future releases like anticipated that I have on my list. And if I remember, I'll put them on the screen as well. Are we recording? Okay. Next question. Biggest disappointment would have to be Queenie by, is it Candace Carter Williams? Let me just double check. Because, baby, that book, like, it was giving luster. I did not like luster either. It just, like, Queenie specifically gave me anxiety. Like, I could feel her anxiety. And so, if that was the point that the author was trying to make, like, how a person like that navigates anxiety, then cool, she did a good job. But it's just like, why does it have to be in the light that she's allowing men to sexually abuse her? Or like just her being so disrespectful to herself. And that's why I really did not want to put my 2 cents into how I really felt about the book, because what I would have to say, like, there are people out there who experience that, and I just feel like it would be rude of me to like judge that book in that manner because of the content that she used for that book. And like, there's somebody out there who is like that. I do personally know somebody like that. And so yeah, yeah, I didn't like that book. I feel like one thing I did appreciate, why can I not talk? One thing I did appreciate about the book is the fact that she did introduce therapy. So I did appreciate that. Like, she wasn't 100%, I wouldn't say irresponsible because it's her book, if that's, you know, how she wants to write her book. But I just feel like with her doing such a heavy content like that, I do appreciate the fact that she did introduce therapy for somebody who is going through what Queenie was going through, and to encourage them to seek help, because that's exactly what Queenie needed, help. Biggest surprise. The biggest surprise for me was The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I kept seeing the cover of that book and it was like, not for me. Like, I judge books based off of their cover, like, heavily, because I just go strictly off of vibes. And that book was recommended to me in my June TBR. Because of my June TBR, my Instagram followers created my TBR. I asked them what were their 5-star reads of 2024 so far, and that was one that was on the list from Kimmy Poo. And yeah, I was shocked. I was so shocked. That book, masterpiece. It was just, the book felt like, the book cover is the perfect cover. It's yellow. The book felt like a golden hour. It felt like a sunset and a sunrise. It felt like being cuddled up in your favorite corner, cozy corner to read, and the sunlight just gracing the words on the page of your book. Oh, that book. I still think about the feeling of that book. I want to read that book again like next year and see if I have the same feeling. But yeah, The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston is the biggest surprise for me, because I have not read magical realism. And so when I reached that point in the book, I was almost like, I'm about to DNF this, because baby, what are we doing? I did not sign up to read fantasy. Not that I have anything against fantasy, but I was under, you know, I was under the impression that it would be like a romance book. And so for it to be like some magic in it, I was just like, what are we doing? But as I kept reading, yes, give me all the magical realism, okay? Anyways, next question. Favorite new author, debut or new to me? My favorite new author would have to be Abby Jimenez and Ashley Poston. I would say Abby Jimenez because I don't know. Yeah, I would say Abby Jimenez. I'm trying to narrow it down to just one, but it's hard for me on these tags where y'all say only do 3, only do 2. Baby, I can't. So right now we're just going to say favorite new author that's new to me will be Ashley Poston and Abby Jimenez. Fictional crush will have to be Jay from Given a Chance. Man, Jay. Yes. And then The next one would have to be, I think his name is Elijah from Roomy Lover Friend. Baby, Sean ate that book up. I've seen a few people saying that they could not get jiggy with this book. But this book is like when you just want a book like all the feels, like just straight vibe, straight a man just loving on this woman completely. Like just, she did have a little razzle dazzle of a little drama in there. But it was just a nice, warm, fluffy palette cleanser romance, okay? Let me see. I think his name is Elijah. Yeah, his name is Elijah. So it would have to be Elijah from Roomy Lover Friend by Sean. Yeah, so it'll be Jay and Elijah. So Jay from Given a Chance by Olivia Linden, and Elijah from Roomy Lover Friend by Sean. Baby. If only, if only. I'm on the wrong device. I was looking for the questions. Next. Favorite new character. Ooh. Okay, so it would have to be Caprice from Fast. It had to be Caprice from Fast. Like, her character in... I don't feel like standing up. It's all the way up there. Okay, so it would have to be Nori. Is her name Nori from Gold by Alexandria House? I think it is. Child, I'm sorry, but I do not feel like standing up to get that book. Okay, yeah. So her name is Nori from the book Gold by Alexandria House. I love Nori and I love Caprice from Fast. Both of those women are very similar, and they're just so graceful. Like they're the character, it's like the authors took their time with the women with those books. Like their personality just stuck out to me so much. Like I would want to be friends with them in real life. Let's see. Book that made me cry a lot. Child, I read so many books this year that made me cry. I will have to say Fast by Millie Belizaire. This book made me cry. I also read this book tore me to pieces. A Piece of Cake made me feel like a piece of cake. Like Cupcake Brown. I literally had to take a break per chapter. It took me so long to finish this because yeah. And then this book, The Love You Saved by Goldie Taylor, that book made me cry too. Maybe she went through a lot. What else made me cry? Child, what else made me cry? Let me go to my book journal. Okay, and another one that made me cry is A Woman Is No Man by Ataf Rum. Maybe that book was, it just made me sad. A book that made me happy. Y'all should already know what I'm about to say. 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. Baby, that book just made me just so happy. The book made me feel like the color yellow. Okay, next question. A favorite book to movie or / show adaptation so far? I have not read any besides Queenie, and I don't know. I did have intentions on watching the show because I felt like, okay, maybe I could rock with the show more than the book. But I haven't watched it yet, but that's literally the only thing that I've read that has a movie or show adaptation. Next question, most beautiful book that I bought or received. It would have to be this bad boy right here. I want this plastered on my wall. This cover eats. Baby, he did his thing with this cover. This cover is beautiful. And I haven't purchased this book yet, but I do want to purchase it. If you hear my dog barking, baby, it's reality. It's life. It's my life. But I haven't purchased this book yet. Bought Neighbors by Diane Oliver. Neighbors and Other Stories by Diane Oliver. I have not purchased this book myself, but this cover is beautiful. Phenomenal. Next question. Books to read before the end of the year. I want to read I want to read Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, because I just have to read that one last book before I form my entire opinion about her catalog, or just like how I feel. But I still trust her as a author, especially with magical realism. Baby, she be in her bag with that one. I do want to get into another S.A. Cosby. I want to dive into Percival Everett. I want to get into Faye Bound. And then I also want to read Olivia Linden's book, Lovers and Friends, that comes out next month, as well as Dry Cry by Joanna Kimber. It will be the second book of her series. So this is the first one, Hideaway. She did change these covers, so I have to purchase the new cover once the second book releases, Dry Cry. So yeah, so I desperately want to get into Percival Everett's catalog. I want to read Curvy Girl Summer by Danielle Allen, which I've been seeing so many people just say they weren't feeling it. What did I just say? I just lost my train of thought. I do also want to read I said I want to read the Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I want to dive more into Abby Jimenez. I was about to say something else. Child, I'm losing my train of thought. But if you made it this far into the video, I do thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave me a comment of some books that I need to tap into. Feel free to tag me in some book tags, baby. I love me a good tag sometimes. What else? Make sure you like the video, show your girl some love, and be sure to subscribe so we can lock in. Okay? But like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.